Good morning, everyone. I'm going to read for you today your love reading for the spring. So we're looking at the rest of March into April, maybe the beginning of May. So looking at probably about the next 10 weeks ahead. So what is going on in your romantic life? Now I'm going to read from 3 packs of cards. So the first pack is the Solioni, so the Italian Sun and Line Tarot. Then I've got the Rider-Waite, and then a few from the playing cards to sum up at the end. Right, now I'm going to split the pack into the 3 decans. Now, if you're not sure what decan you're in for the sign, I've put the descriptions below the video. So just have a look. When your birthday falls, it will tell you where you are, 1, 2 or 3. So this is decan 1, decan 2, decan 3. Okay then, and if you like my reading, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Okay, this reading is for Leo, decan 1, for over the next, say, 10 weeks. Okay, so 3 from Solioni from the top, where it's going to lead to. So 3 from the Rider-Waite, and a sum up or a summary with the small playing cards down at the bottom. Okay then, so let's see what is going on for Leo. Right, now just looking at what strikes me, or what jumps out at me straight away is, and now I look for the major cards when I say this, and there's 3. So there's this one, the Temperance, there's this one, the Devil, and then there's the Strength card. So these cards kind of like give me the situation, and then the other cards give me the information around it. And what we've got with these cards here, what I'm kind of feeling is that the Strength card is there to give you the strength and the willpower with something, or to do something. But it's kind of maybe saying that your situation is not that easy at the moment, and this is why it's kind of saying, you've got to be strong. Now I do think that the Devil card there, it talks about a situation or a feeling where you can feel quite trapped or tied into something, and it's not that easy to change the situation. So it can be even a bad habit, this Devil card, because it's next to this one, which is the Page of Swords. Now the Page of Swords is either arguments, or it's talking about bad things, or you're having a conversation and discussing things that you don't really want to be, but that's the way it is. So it's communication, but it's quite negative communication. And then we've got this one at the beginning, the Temperance card, which is, if you look at the top of the card, everything's fine, but there's all sorts going on underneath that table. So it kind of gives you the impression that you're trying to make it as sweet as you can, but there's lots of undercurrents. So I think what we're getting with this, everyone, so it's Leo Decan 1. It seems to me as though on the surface things are okay, and then you're pushing as much as you can under the carpet. So this is, I would say, people who are maybe in a relationship already, but it seems to be going wrong. You feel tired, unable to do anything to change it. What the communication you are having isn't that nice. And you're thinking, give me strength to carry on with this. So where does this go? All right, we've got these 2 are following. We've got the 6 of Wands, and we've got the 9 of Pentacles. Now the 6 of Wands is a card of making progress. And this card here is taking some kind of a gamble. And with the strength card leading this, it kind of signifies to me that you've got the strength, really, the inner strength, to do what you want about this situation. But you will progress on from this. You've got to take a chance. So think about what you want and take a chance with it. Um, it's difficult to change things at the moment because of the trap that you're in with the devil. But this will move on where you're feeling strong enough to be able to do something about this. I would say at the end here, your summary. Now the nine of diamonds. Um, this one talks about maybe a large expense, and this one is a grief card, a headache. So it's quite likely that you are arguing here about money. So try and take, even though it doesn't seem as though you've got much control in it, try and take some control, or there's a purchase, or there's something to do with money, what is just going to cause more hassle maybe than it's worth. Move on from it. You've got the strength, make progress, take a gamble, go where you want with it. But it looks to me as though the spring could be a time maybe of unrest in your relationship, and don't let money get in the way of things. Okay, the next reading. This reading is for Leo, and it's Decan 2. So I'm going to put 3 cards along the top. So let's see what the situation is at the present. And then 3 to see where this is going to lead to. Okay, and then a little bit of a summary with these playing cards at the bottom. Okay, just looking at what comes out as striking me in this reading is there's 2 major cards there. So we've got the Lover and the Tower. So they're the main cards in this spread, and they will dictate your situation for over the spring. And then the other cards will just fill in, with the bits and pieces, the information of what's around this situation. Now, this one, what you start with, is quite a dramatic card. Because what I feel as though this is doing, and it's starting you off, and it looks as though there's been some upset in many of your lives. And this, I would say that you're already feeling this and you're going through this. Now, the Tower is a card, like the Tower is a breakdown, really, a breakdown in a relationship. And then what you're doing is you're rebuilding your life, and, so you've been with that person, you break up, and you start this new life again. And it's never easy to do that. We leave friends behind, maybe finances are more difficult. So this is a card what is, it's always necessary. And when a person gets the life back on track, it's actually a really good card because it was the best thing. They look back and think that was actually the best thing I could have done there. So this is, I think, is setting the outline of where we're going. So I would say that some of you have had maybe a breakup in a relationship, and what we're doing is we're starting this new beginning. Now the aces are always beginning of new cycles, and what you're doing now, putting the foundation down, as you're doing, you're rebuilding with this card. What you're actually going to get is the fruit of your labour later on. So with this card, kind of imagine it like what you're doing now is you're planting, like, say, bulbs for daffodils or something, and it's quite a long time later before you see the flower come. And this is what this card is telling you, that you are on the right track, and it's a really positive card as well. And you will get the benefits, you will reap in in a little bit of time in the future, you will reap what you sow now. Now, I think this card is telling us, like, some of you could have children. It is a card that signifies children, but it's also a card where we can say, it's all very fragile as well. Now, what I'm thinking with this is that we're doing this rebuilding. The best thing to do is not to turn back, because you're already going through the hard times now. Why go back to the beginning of the circle? So I think when you get the Lover card coming in the next row, you hit a crossroads and you've got to go that way or that way. Now, I think if you're going through a dramatic breakup at the moment, the best thing what you can do is push on. Don't go backwards, just go forwards, because that Tower card is telling me, this is absolutely necessary and you will feel better for it, for being strong enough to do this. So you will hit this. There's two ways you can go. There's a fork in your road, and that is as regarding to your romantic life with the Lover. So do we go back to this person? Then we get this one, which is the Two of Pentacles, and it shows me that you're juggling around. So again, that is kind of given, given a message that there's two routes again. You're juggling that way, that way, that way. So it looks as though there's a little bit of a phase comes. So you're feeling strong at the moment. You're making your new beginning. You're doing what you've got to do. But it comes to a phase where you've got to reconsider whether to carry on with this path, what you're going down, or the path, what you left. So there seems to be another chance comes along for you to have that. And I would say that it's not before long that this starts to maybe go wrong again, because the Page of Swords talks about negative communication. So it mightn't be very long before you find yourself in a situation where you're arguing again. Right, now just looking at the two, what we end with there. So from the small playing cards, so these are kind of there to give us a little summary, of where's this going to go in the end then. So what we've got there is the Nine of Clubs gives us, it's when something is completed, you've completed a phase in your life. And this one here is like the Death card of the small pack. It talks about new chapters beginning. So I really feel as though for some of you, it seems as though, okay, maybe I could put it by saying for some of you, it seems as though it's time to move on to fresh pastures, shall we say. Okay, this reading is for Leo, for Decan 3. So let's see what's happening then. So any three from the top line, any three from the right away for the middle, so how the situation progresses. Okay then, and any two from the bottom, from the small cards, to do a summary or a longer term outlook is gives us by these ones. Now just looking at what the major cards are first of all in this reading, and there's two cards there, but are more major, more important cards than the others. They hold more weight, and one of them is the Magician card, which is a card what is a lucky card for you. It gives you the edge in a situation. And it kind of tells you that, the magician can pull the wool over people's eyes. So it's like you can sort of manipulate things with that card, but it does show you that the ball's in your court. Like the situation is in your control, what you want to do about it, or what you want to do about something. And what we've got there is we've got this Seven of Cups, which talks about it's situations that really can come to nothing, that are temporary. And it's like a dream, kind of what doesn't come off, or, it never come to anything. And the Nine of Swords, it was a headache, more trouble than it was worth. So that one is just worries, anxiety, not a nice card really to see out. What I'm kind of feeling with this reading as I'm going forward with it, now it's looking as though the Hermit, so the Hermit card is, it's kind of weighing up a situation and wondering where to go with it, and really thinking it through. If I go down that road, or if I, I'll get this. If I go down that road, I'll get that. So you're kind of like weighing things up and wondering what the best way forward is this. But this one is there, which is, this Seven of Cups talks about the same like this one. It's dreams, it comes to nothing. But then you get this Knight of Cups, which is talking about someone who was chasing you. So it's a juicer, who was chasing you and, pursuing it and pursuing it. What we're kind of getting with this reading, Leo, is I'm beginning to think that you have let someone go, and what you were thinking was it's more trouble than it's worth, and it never come to anything. And you think it through and think, or you've let someone go, or you're about to let someone go, and you're thinking, is this pipe dreams really? I can't see anything coming, but I would say that they still want this. And so it leaves you where you've got the upper hand in it, but this person is still interested in you. Still, they're still pursuing it. So probably make you feel a bit bad, but what can you do? I don't feel as though it's something that you want to pursue. And when we get to these ones at the bottom, this card is a really a good omen card. And I think this is sort of giving us emotions. So I think it's kind of telling us that what you're going to do with this is you're going to find yourself following your head rather than your heart with this. But it could be quite upsetting for the other person involved.